Let's go live to Rome now. Our political editor, Andrew Clennell, standing by at the Colosseum. And Andrew, there have been a few battles in centuries gone by behind you there in Rome. The Prime Minister's had a bit of a battle of his own, hasn't he, with the fallout continuing in the diplomatic spat with the French?
That's certainly the case, Kieran, and what occurred here yesterday, or today, Rome time, was the handshake that Scott Morrison had to have. Scott Morrison went and shook the hand of Emmanuel Macron after that dispute over the submarine contract, $90 billion contract that Australia cancelled. It occurred in the Leaders' Lounge. Fortunately for the Prime Minister, it occurred in front of his official photographer, not in front of the media in general. In fact, when it came to the group photo, the family photo at the G20, Emmanuel Macron was talking a bit to Joe Biden, but he was completely over the other side of the room from Scott Morrison. So Morrison, having received a call from Emmanuel Macron in a tense conversation, delaying his flight to the G20, going up and approaching the French leader and seeking some form of reproachment. But it was interesting to see Joko Widodo, who met Scott Morrison early this morning, Rome time, then had a bilateral meeting with Emmanuel Macron, tweeted both of those meetings, but no bilateral between Scott Morrison and Mr Macron. So this ratcheted up significantly yesterday when Joe Biden was asked about the tension with the French over the AUKUS agreement, the agreement by the US and UK to supply nuclear submarine technology to Australia, and he said that it was clumsy and that he was under the impression the French had known for a while that the Australians were cancelling their contract.
What we did was clumsy. It was not done with a lot of grace. I was under the impression that France had been informed long before that the deal was not going through. I, honest to God, did not know you had not been.
So the Australian press pack obviously questioned Scott Morrison quite a bit on this, and he insisted the US and UK knew every step of the way what was happening with the French in terms of their contract.
That was always a difficult decision for Australia. It was the right decision for Australia. We worked closely with the United States and the United Kingdom, and we kept them up to date, the administration, with where we're at in our various discussions with France.
So, Scott Morrison, did Joe Biden's comments mean Australia had been clumsy? In fact, he had been clumsy. A quick no here from the Prime Minister when I asked him about that. And he also says that because of the situation with France at the moment, he didn't even seek a bilateral meeting with Emmanuel Macron.
But Prime Minister, he's calling you clumsy and without grace, isn't he? Isn't that the implication of what Joe Biden's saying?
No.
So tomorrow night he flies to, have we got that? Have we got Scott Morrison there also being asked about the bilateral meeting? Let's play that.
Did you ask for a bilateral with Emmanuel Macron in the lead up to this, and are you disappointed it was a phone call instead of that face-to-face meeting?
No, we didn't, because we understood that the relationship is one that's on the way back, and we're patient, and the timing of that, I think, was right to have a phone conversation. As you know, I wrote personally to the President, setting out where I saw the issues and how I thought we could take it forward. I was very pleased that that led to a phone conversation before we headed here, and we had a very pleasant, friendly exchange today. At all.
Are you surprised by Joe Biden's comments, though, given that you said the White House knew what every step of the way, I think you said essentially the US and UK knew? Are you surprised by what he said?
Well, he's had a candid conversation with the French President, and I'll leave his remarks for him.